Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Welcome to our webinar on how to boost heavy civil construction projects efficiency with digital construction analytics. My name is Uriel Shirazi. I'm the Director of Sales Engineering at Datumate. It's great to be here today with you. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome my colleagues who will be joining me presenting this webinar. We have Tom Jennings with us. Tom, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Looking forward to sharing all my experiences with you. A little bit about myself. I've been building and flying drones for the last 14 years. I'm a private pilot, and I love the drone industry. I'm really thankful to be working with the team in Israel, and we got some great information to share with you today. Thanks, Uriel.
Thank you very much, Tom. We have Kobe that is joining us right on the bell. Kobe, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. Sorry for being late. Had some technical problems here. My name is Kobe Shaikin. Glad to be here. I'm the Customer Success Manager. Looking to working with you guys and really helping you to succeed on the platform and on your business goals.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So in today's webinar, we'll be discussing on how to use ground and aerial imagery to easily map, measure, analyze, and report on heavy civil project progress. We will also be demonstrating on how you can use Databeam, our 4D construction data analytics, to track the progress of your projects, to detect deviations, to prevent costly rework, to enhance your collaboration internally, also with the owner, with the subcontractors, reduce uncertainty and improve your efficiency, to compare your digital as-builts with the design, create automated engineering reports, and all in all to make your entire project management much more efficient. So let's get started. Kobe, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Uriel. So we're going to talk here about digital construction analytics that benefit all stakeholders across the project lifecycle. So digitizing infrastructure construction analytics is beneficial for most of the stakeholders across the project lifecycle, regardless if it's the owner, general contractor, or subcontractor's organization. These stakeholders will see improved collaboration, increased time savings, decreased risk, and greater efficiency. One of our customers, WRS, found that by flying the site using an RTK drone from a secure location, they were able to decrease risk by keeping surveyors out of the way of heavy equipment. The drone data could be processed in hours and shared across the enterprise so that decisions could be based on real-time data. Progress is measured against the design files so that costly mistakes are discovered immediately or eliminated altogether. I'll pass it back to you now, Uriel.
Thank you very much. And we wanted to share some examples of how our customers are currently using Databeam on their different projects and make the best out of the platform. I'll start with a very interesting example about one of our general contractors, ATS. ATS are based in Kentucky. They work with us for more than 3 years now. And in this example, I wanted to show you how ATS saved thousands of dollars in a single event using Databeam. In this road expansion project that included several subcontractors, many construction teams on site, ATS has accidentally covered a water valve in the road, and they had to fix the problem. So here you can see a screenshot from Databeam. On the right side, we see the model from October 2020, and in the blue dot here is marking very nicely the water valve. so the construction teams won't cover it. But surprise, surprise, a few months later, the water valve was covered. How to solve the problem? Using the conventional way. The water company needs to call a locator. The locator will come to site and will provide very low accuracy of the location of the water valve. The repair crew will arrive to site, hand digs around the water valve in order not to damage any other infrastructure that is covered. Asphalt crew comes to site to fix the problem and repair. A total of 3 hours of active work in the site. In terms of costs, the repair crew are $400 an hour, 6 hours are $2,400. The project manager another $300, and the paving crew another $4,800. Sorry, total of $7,500 US dollars. Water valve corrective measures with Datumate. So the foreman notifies the problem on the site. He calls the project manager. The project manager sits at his office or from home. He reviews Datumate. It takes him a few minutes to find the location of the water valve. He notifies the foreman on the exact location of the water valve, provide him the exact, the correct information. The crew can excavate and dig the location of the water valve and find it and expose it. In terms of costs with Datumate, so the repair crew still we need to pay, so it's $1,600. The project manager didn't cost anything, took him like 5 minutes to work in Datumate, and no need for paving crew because the work was very in a very specific location, so we didn't have to demolish a large area of the road. Total losses of $1,600, and the saving of using Datumate are almost $6,000 for just one single use case or event when using Datumate. So that's from ATS. And Tom, over to you.
Thanks, Ariel. Yeah, it is so important to be able to solve those kind of problems in-house and not have to outsource it whenever, I mean, mistakes happen and you need to be able to deal with them. That's a great use case. I'm going to talk now about WRS. So they're a company located up in the Pacific Northwest with a long history of successful projects in civil construction, inspection, and mapping. Dallas is the UAS manager and has over 500 flights and a background in heavy civil and GIS. WRS is using Datumate to give owners access to digital twins of the job site so that they can better monitor existing conditions. In this case, WRS is actually walking the job site in real time with an iPad. They are inspecting berms which surround the oil tanks to protect against spills. WRS technicians are identifying berms that are in need of repair and using Datumate to estimate the cost of repairs in real time. The inspection can be conducted by a single field technician with all of the measurements required for the estimates completed in minutes. Datumate has been a game changer for the company. It has allowed them to provide accurate measurements, keep their teams safe, and streamline processes. They've been able to effectively manage their projects, better communicate with owners, and even expand their services to new industries. Datumate has truly transformed the way they are working. The next use case I want to touch on is Always Excavating in Oregon. They're using Datumate to perform mass haul analysis on site to avoid costly hauling fees. I'm going to read directly from our client, Aaron Dort. We had already started working on this project before we introduced the platform, said Dort. There's a specific area of the site where the biggest fill for the project was needed. We wanted to track the progress of that fill because we had to make a decision about whether we could complete the site work with material we had on site or needed to bring in extra material for this. The first time I went out to check progress on site, I had to do a topo on foot, and it took me about half a day to do that. Just that one small part of the site. After that, we started using the drone and the Datumate platform. All I needed was 20 minutes to fly, and I didn't just get information about that small part of the site. I got all the data I needed for the entire site. Aaron found the Datumate platform was a huge time saver, and he was able to collaborate effortlessly with his teams in the field.
Thank you, Tom. Kobe, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Uriel and Tom. The next case we want to talk about is Advanced Civil Group. They're located in Southern California, and they use Databeam on more than 30 different projects in parallel. One of these projects, located in Huntington Beach, belongs to the Olson Group, one of the largest home builders in Southern California. Steve Austin, president of ACG, explained that the imagery taken would be presented to the owners so they could make an informed decision about whether the property was good value for money and what the next steps for construction would be. And he continued by saying that one of our biggest challenges is always access to adjacent properties for elevation data, explained Steve. In this situation, while ACG had access to the property that was being surveyed, there were 9 separate landowners that abutted the Huntington Beach property. It was critical to understand each one's property that was being surveyed, and it was critical to understand each one's elevations in order to present accurate data and recommendations. Steve is able to leverage its drone program to deliver its site data in hours rather than days. The next one we would like to talk about is Civil Works. Here is what Phil Broom at Civil Works had to say about using Databeam. We use Databeam to accurately measure anything from clearing to dirt volumes, stockpiles, excavating ponds, and piles of debris left on sites that need to be removed. Recently, we needed to provide an estimate for 650,000 square foot warehouse and could easily get answers to questions we had using drone footage and measurement tools from the platform. And that's only during the bidding and pre-construction phases. It gives us so much value across the entire construction lifecycle. Using Databeam, Phil was able to see a significant time savings, especially on measurements in the field, significantly increase in accuracy of estimation, enhanced collaboration with owners, ability to catch potential deviations and mistakes in early stages, and major time savings by generating automated reports from the drone data. Civil Works will continue to use Databeam in multiple projects to further reinforce the company's growing reputation as a market leader that uses digital construction technology to accurately track and monitor the progress of multiple projects and more effectively collaborate with other contractors and project owners while saving time and reducing costs. We wanted to share now a short video with you in which Turner Land Survey, which is a professional land surveyor specializing in stream environmental restoration. We wanted to share some comments from David Turner, Vice President of Operations.
David, is it fair to say that Databeam has become an essential tool for land surveyors, enhancing the efficiency and accuracy of your work?
In my opinion, yes. What it's done for us has allowed us to be able to actually collect data much more efficiently and over a larger area that, up until the point of using photogrammetry and LiDAR technology and the ease of processing using DataBIM was a little bit daunting. Sometimes sites that we would do might be so large or cover such an area that it's not cost effective to the client to actually collect data that they really need. They don't really know what they need until we actually get in there and start telling them. But once they realize what they've got, sometimes it's, well, that's going to be too much for my budget. So this allows us to give them something that's actually very cost effective. We recently had a site where the contractor was being paid by volume on what they had to move in a brownfield cleanup. And the only way to actually do that effectively was to actually fly the site, because having to collect data points each time and give something that would be comparable on 4 different site visits was not going to be actually cost effective for them. So what we did is we went out and we flew the site first to give them a baseline. Then after 1 month of moving material, we came out and flew it again. Then we did another month. They did it again, and then that after the 3rd month, we went out and flew it the last time. And with DataBIM, its ability to actually use volumetric measurements analysis between the two, I was able, without having to do anything other than actually tell the program to compare those 3 different flights, give my client the volumes that they were looking for in order to actually submit their pay requests. They really loved that, and I'd have to say that it made that site go a lot easier for us, and helped to make my client happy. So is it good for us? Is it something that's essential? I would say definitely yes. The speed with which you can actually process your field data, and actually the quality and the amount of different analysis that you can actually get from it, I haven't found anything that actually compares to it.
David, is it
really good stuff. Tom, over to you.
Yeah, awesome. So those are some of the real world use cases our clients are taking advantage of. You know, I think what's important to realize here is the return on investment from DataBIM. Some of our clients are, their ROI is made in 3 or 4 flights. It's really that simple. So now let's take a deep dive into the platform to better understand the capabilities of DataBIM.
Thank you very much. And Tom, I want to echo what you and Kobe and David were saying. We see different use cases to DataBIM, from measuring elevations of neighboring plots to volumetric calculations, visualization and collaboration with the owner or with customers. So many different stakeholders, many different types of customers, where all see great value in DataBIM. Like you were saying, after 3 or 4 flights, sometimes even less. For example, the ATS ROI example is a very good one. So that's something that I wanted to enhance. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll switch to a bit about the platform, the user interface. So DataBIM is a cloud-based solution. It means that you can log in from any computer or tablet that has an internet connection. And once I'm logged in, I see all the projects that I have access to, either on a map or on the left side on our digital notebook. I see the information, a small image of the project, and I can choose one of them and access it. In the center, we can see the 3D model, or the orthophoto model that was taken by the thousands of images. It's a survey-grade accuracy of sub-inch. It's a 3D, as you can see. It is geo-referenced to any coordinate system, also local ones, and the XYZ changes. So everything is survey-grade. At the top, you can see the timeline. Each of these bullets is another flight. All of them allow us to track the project much more efficiently. On the right side, we have our very accurate toolbox for engineering calculations. such as areas, distances, volumes, elevation points. All of our calculations are being saved on the left side, on the digital notebook. The analytics, the measurements or annotations, which are the geolocated points of interest in the model, designs that we can upload very easily. So everything is very intuitive, very friendly. If you want to add another flight, we simply go to the Add Flight button. We throw in all of our images. We go through a very simple process, mostly automated using our AI engine. Tom and myself will elaborate a bit on it. And soon after the model is ready, we can drink our coffee and work on the platform.
Awesome. Thanks, Ariel. Yeah, I think the real power here is that we're allowing people to play golf or play with their kids and not in the office processing data. Real time saver here. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to talk a little bit about AI. So I'm about 3 months into a 7-month postgraduate course on AI and machine learning with Python from the University of Texas. I'm really excited about all the opportunities, and I think AI is going to be a real game changer in the construction industries. At Datumate, we are using artificial intelligence to auto-detect and mark the center of ground control points. We have trained a model to identify all of the major symbols used to mark control points. One of our clients preferred to use chevrons on the ground, so all we had to do was train our system to identify those markings. Right away, your UAV and survey teams are going to experience big time savings when our platform is marking control points for them. So, as the construction industry continues along this journey of digital transformation, there are tremendous opportunities for companies to streamline their processes, increase efficiencies, and retain their competitive edge. Datumate's virtual ground control points saves valuable time and money while maintaining the survey-grade accuracy of construction site mapping and modeling. Let's think about how we can use real-time kinematics and virtual ground control points to save time on the job site. The initial setup involves laying out physical GCPs and manually measuring their locations. The DataBIM AI engine automatically identifies the physical GCP marking structure and center point. Beginning with the second point, the DataBIM automatic georeferencing AGR algorithm identifies features existing in both flights and creates a set of virtual ground control points. In every subsequent flight, a new set of VGCPs is created based on data gathered in the previous flight, eliminating any further use of physical GCPs. Now, as noted, the virtual ground control points relies on the power of AI-driven automatic georeferencing and image processing algorithms. As soon as the DataBIM system creates the 3D photogrammetry model of the construction site, it begins matching up images and features that it recognizes from previous flights. The more often flights occur, the more information the system can process and learn about the location, ensuring that models take into account any changes to the terrain over time and remain enduringly accurate. So if you already have an existing drone program with your own photogrammetry workflow, but want to take advantage of the DataBIM's cloud-based tools for analysis and collaboration, we have an excellent option for you. DataBIM makes it easy to upload pre-processed models. All you will need to do is have your orthophoto and LAS file all ready to upload into the DataBIM platform. I've seen many clients use this as a clean and easy method to scale their drone program from a desktop-based photogrammetric engine to cloud-based. So the benefits of cloud-based solutions are you're going to eliminate siloed data. You're going to be able to share the data across the entire enterprise. You can scale this drone program and share this information. You're going to be able to connect the field and project management workflows. And then at the end of the day, you're going to be able to generate 2D takeoffs and 3D quantities based on this single solution. So there's a lot of benefits to importing historical data into Datumate.
Thank you very much, Tom. And before I speak a bit about designs, I wanted to say that everybody is more than welcome to write questions in our Q&A section, and we will try to answer all of them now. The ones that we won't have time to, we can take it later over emails. So let's speak about designs, like we were saying. So Datumate supports multiple design formats such as DXF, DGNs, LandXMLs, DWGs, IFCs. This is an example of a 5 miles or 8 kilometers project bypassing a city. In this example, we overlay the as-built of a stockpile that was imported by that was brought to the site by the subcontractor. The design was uploaded to Datumate. We click on the design and we generate a quick volumetric calculation in order to verify the total amounts that was brought to the site by the subcontractor. Very easy, very fast way to do that. The same project, a few months later, we can overlay the line work of the road in order to verify that the construction is following the design, the road is not exceeding the limits, and everything is done accordingly. Still in the same 5 miles project, overlaying the layer of the streetlights, and we can spot a deviation. We can tag it, we can measure it. Maybe it's not a big problem, but anyway, we can identify it, and we can update the as-built. We can do it for all of the elements on the site. We can also do it for any line work like or elongated layers like water or grounding. And this is already a 3D design, IFC, of a light rail bridge. In this specific case, our customer was using Datumate from tender stage. He won the tender using the platform. And now he is using Datumate to design above and, of course, underground. So the combination between the IFC, the 3D model to Datumate helps him to better understand what he needs to do in the project in the next phases. And going back to you, Tom, about how we automated the processes and engineering reports.
Yeah, thanks, Ariel. I got to say, I really love looking at those 3D engineering designs. I think it's a really cool technology and really hopes to see where the project's going. Yeah, so now I'm going to jump into some automated engineering reports. Datumate offers a suite of valuable tools designed to make measurements and analytics simple and effective. The Datumate cross-section analytics tool allows our users to make a cross-section of any surface to visualize the elevations. You can then add other design surfaces or flights from the project so that you can monitor change or track progress. Our clients asked us to create the cross-section report for the entire road project, so we put our team to work. We're using the power of machine learning to bring automated engineering reporting to the infrastructure construction industry. A key benefit of automating reports is the amount of time it saves in manual data wrangling processes. The removal of these manual processes frees up significant time for staff, allowing them to focus on more important activities that enhance the business insights and drive better decisions. I like to think we're putting machine learning to work, taking mundane and tedious jobs off the plates of engineers so they can focus on what is important. The cross-section volume report will generate tabular and visual volume calculations of the finished grade and subgrade surfaces against the existing 3D model. And now that the tool is automated, the report can be automatically generated as needed during the life cycle of the project.
Thank you, Tom. And I actually spoke with one of our clients from Europe earlier today, and he told me that this report saved them weeks of work at the office, a month or sometimes even more, depending on the project. And indeed, the automation of this report started or the request came from our customers. They really love the single cross-section report that you saw earlier, but in very long projects or large ones, it's not possible to conduct manually the cross-section every 100 or 200 feet. So this report answers the requirement.
So let's talk. Let's also talk now about another report that Datumate provides to its users. That's the grade checking report. The grade checking is an important task in road construction. Since the road is built from layer over layer, the construction team must verify that it's built according to the design before progressing to the next one. Databeam allows its users to easily compare between the current site conditions using the 3D model or from traditional survey to the original design of different layers. Databeam provides an automatic report showing the data between the design to the as-built. Once the delta is small enough according to the project standards, the team can progress to the next layer. This report and others save hours of work on site and at the office. Back to you, Uriel.
Thank you very much. And here I wanted to speak some more about automations, AI, and how it helps during the construction project. In this example, we can see a construction of a substation with one of our largest customers in Europe, actually. And as part of the project and the use of Datumate, our customer asked us to automatically detect the different stages of energization elements in the substations that he's working on. You may think that it's not a big issue to manually update the different stages, but this customer builds dozens of substations a year. So automating this process saves him hours over hours. Datumate leverages its artificial intelligence engine to complete this task and to generate automatic reports to the customer after each drone flight. And I will explain a bit about the process. Our customer provided us images of the different stages. They could be images from drone or a handheld camera. As you can see here, the first stage is the ground. The second stage is the excavations, different types. And then the concrete, also different types. Steel installation, there were a few different elevations for the steel structure. And there were about 6 different electrical components, if I'm not mistaken. And after each and every drone flight, Datumate provided automatic reports, such as this one, for example. In this report, you can see that the 10 foundations are in the ground stage. There are no foundations that are in the excavation stage at all in this model. And the 4 piles were casted with concrete. Or this report, for example, that provides the following information. Foundation was completed in 14 elements. The erection of the steel structure was completed in 4 elements, and 93 energization elements were fully installed. These are only few examples of the automation that Datumate brings to the construction industry.
Thanks, Ariel. Yeah, great information. Next step for Datumate that we're going to speak about is 4D, really exciting. 4D means that users can upload the schedule to the Datumate platform from Microsoft Project or Primavera P6. Users can view the Gantt chart and the tasks, the critical path, and the amount of work that has to be done to complete a project. Datumate will allow users to tie the plan into the design they have uploaded into the 3D model. In this case, we can see a linear task, for example, excavation. The user can connect the design of this task to the task in the Gantt chart, and then update the design based on the real progress in the most recent flight. In this case, we can see the excavation reached about 50% of the progress. And then Datumate provides the real progress in red compared to the planned progress in gray, allowing us to better monitor and track progress on the job site.
Thank you, Tom. And I wanted to show a quick video on how it works. Here we are in the same 5 miles project, overlaying the Gantt. After we uploaded the Gantt, now we tie or connect between the task to the design in order to track the activity. In this case, we chose a design of a supportive wall, a linear task. And now what the user does is reporting the progress in this specific flight of March. So currently the update is done manually by the end user from the office or home, but the next phase will be to automatically detect the changes. In the first flight, or in this flight, we can see 4% of progress, and the red dot is where we are now, and the gray broken line is the plan. We jump to the next flight 1 month later, and we report to Datumate what's the current status of this wall or task. It's about 36%. And now we have already a graph of the real progress in red. The red broken line is the prediction or the forecast when we are going to finish the task. The gray is the planned forecast, the planned pace, and you can see at the top of the graph the delta between the red point and the gray point. This is how much or how long we are going to be late in this activity. So as we hear now from customers that start working with our 4D capability, we understand that usually they receive their monthly updates or their monthly progress reports a month late. It means that I know that I'm late in a specific task only 1 month after it occurred, at least 1 month. And with Datumate, you can get that information within 24 hours. So you have a month ahead to fix any problems or delays that may occur during the construction progress and project. So just to summarize what we saw today, that was the 4D capability that we are now launching, and Tom showed us some real use cases from real projects that work with Datumate. Also, Kobe and myself spoke about the ROI from working with Datumate. We gave you a sneak peek to the platform itself, and now we wanted to move to the Q&A part. So 1 second, and I wanted to start with the question, what type of projects does Datumate or is Datumate suitable for? Tom, you want to get this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So Datumate is focused on heavy civil and infrastructure construction, but our platform is applicable to a lot of different projects. You know, we have clients in the aggregates, mining, but like I said, our real focus is infrastructure construction. You know, the team in Israel is made up of computer scientists and civil engineers. I think that because we're focused on heavy civil projects, it puts us much more in tune with our clients, and we're able to deliver on their needs specifically, especially with our automated engineering reports. With that said, though, Datumate is a very dynamic platform and applicable to lots of different projects.
That's correct. Thank you, Tom. Another question, what kind of design files do you support? Kobe, you want to answer it? We spoke about it a little bit, but let's repeat.
Yes, Uriel, thanks. So basically we support 2D and 3D design files, as well as surface files such as DXF, DWG, DGN, and land XML and IFC files.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Another question, and that's a question that we now see more and more repeating by mainly enterprise customers, that they have requests from their IT departments, and it speaks about the data itself. Who owns the data that is being stored in and generated in Datumate? And I'll answer it briefly, that all the data is owned by the customer. We are not the owners of the data. We only host it, or generate and host it. The customer has a full capability or full options of using the data, downloading it, deleting it from the platform, sharing it with others. In this relation, I will say that we are hosting our data in 2 servers, AWS servers. The first one is in Ireland for our European and environment customer, and the other one is in Ohio for the US and North America customers. Another question is about the training. What kind of training is available with Datumate? Tom, you want to get it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Datumate, we're really here to make sure our customers are successful. We've got online training to get people started with. They can go through courses at their own pace. I'm here to walk through the onboarding process with everybody and share all my experiences. You know, we really do want to make sure that our clients get the most out of Datumate. We just hired Kobe. He's going to be in charge of customer success in North America. So we've got a lot of tools in place for people to learn. In addition to that, we've got 24/7 support services. So if questions come up, there's always somebody available to answer questions.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you very much. That's important. And another question, Tom, maybe you will take this one, since you are our experienced drone pilot. A question about the types of drones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we support? Yeah.
Datumate is drone agnostic. We support all the drones that geotag the images. We definitely recommend RTK to improve the accuracy of the data. You know, there's a ton of great services available in North America now. SmartNet, you can stream RTK from your base station. Most 30 of the 50 states have a free VRS service that you can log into that makes it very easy to improve the accuracy of the drone data. A lot of interesting things going on with the Blue UAS list. That is the federal government's list of approved drones. You know, I still personally love the DJI drones. The audits I've read don't really indicate that any data is being shared back to mainland China. Certainly think it's a concern, but you know, honestly, there's just so many great drones on the market right now that, that it's very easy to capture excellent data and use that to streamline your workflows. So,
Tom, I wanted you to explain maybe to our participants that don't know exactly what is RTK and what it allows, how it differs from standard GPS.
yeah, so standard GPS is accurate approximately to 1 to 5 meters. RTK stands for real-time kinematics. And what that does is it greatly improves the accuracy of the drone data by, it reduces that unknown down to just a few centimeters. So at any time, the drone knows exactly where it is to just a few centimeters if it's connected to an RTK stream. It's a real game changer for the industry. It's actually the exact same technology that's used in survey. So now our drones are almost as good of accuracy as the total stations we're using out in the field. So a lot of really exciting things, and the prices for all this equipment is dropping dramatically. So now it's just really affordable to access this technology.
Yeah, and just to add on it, when combining RTK drone and ground control points, we can we see that our customers achieve that survey grade accuracy of an inch or sub-inch accuracy of their 3D models.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
And another question, I'm a general contractor that works with owners. Is Datumate suitable for me? Kobe, you want to speak about your, even though you don't have lots of experience in this field, but you already started to hear how our customers collaborate. So I wanted your insights about it.
Yes, thank you, Uriel. So absolutely, Databeam is suitable for general contractors and project owners. General contractors can use Databeam to validate and inspect the work of their subcontractors, and also to share information about project progress and potential issues with the owners. We even have a few customers who give the owners viewing or editing access to the platform to increase project transparency and collaboration.
Great, and that's very important. Increasing the collaboration and the transparency between the owner and the contractor, or the contractor and the subcontractors, or internal stakeholders. That's a game changer. That's a game changer, and it changes the way the project is communicating overall. And I see that we don't have any more questions. If any of you participants would like to make a follow-up, feel free to contact us. And you still have some time for coffee or beer before your next meeting, depending on where you're located in the world. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.